Okay, alright. Juniper's genius doesn't stop at her brilliant script. Yeah! She gave it award-winning performance as the defendant, man! I think I found a rival to my cords of steel.
Hugh, Robin, aren't you going to introduce yourselves to our guests? As student council president, I won't have you treating them rudely.
You're right. I heard Mr. Wright was bringing a couple of guests with him. That would be you two, Apollo Justice and Athena Sykes.
Yep, I'm Athena Sykes. And I'm Apollo Justice. Nice to meet you.
I'll pass on the handshake. I'm studying to be a lawyer. The name's Hugh O'Connor. But some call me Mr. Perfect because I never score less than 100% on tests.
Most pretentious introduction ever. And what's with his hand? Is it glued to the inside of his pocket or what? Yeesh!
Let me be the first to apologize for Hugh's totally rude introduction. He's sorry! Now, here's my intro. I'm Robin Newman. Hey, I'm studying to be a prosecutor like the really cool kind that nails the bad guys. Oh no! Where's the sincerity?
So he makes pottery too? And what's that brace-like contraption for? Judy sure has made some unusual friends.
These two were the lawyer and the prosecutor in today's mock trial. And even though I wrote the script, I also played the part of the defendant.
I thought she was the judge for this. Okay. Final act in love triangle centered on campus she-devil, Juniper Woods. Level-headed lawyer, course genius, and hot-blooded prosecutor, course student will go head-to-head in a mock trial battle for the she-devil's black heart. Wait, these two are the guys who supposedly have a thing for Junie?
Juniper, come on, your role's way beyond just that. That's right! The mock trial is a stunt. She's also in the school's festival's main event! Live on stage, Juniper Woods! And the crowd goes bananas! Woo!
I'm supposed to sing at the school festival. All of the other girls were too embarrassed to try out, so...
My Junie singing on stage in front of people? Wow, she really has changed. Okay, there are a lot of people to talk to now.
I was responsible for making everyone's stage costumes.
And this is what I'll be wearing. It's a constellation cloak. That's pretty cool. That's amazing, Junie, but then again, you were always good at that kind of thing. These constellations in particular are really something.
Oh, thank you. One of my favorite things to do is look up at the stars in the middle of the forest.
In the middle of the forest? Where the trees are covering them? Fine, whatever. Huh, so you're a fan of the night sky then? Wow, Apollo. Apollo, didn't know you were such a romantic. It's not like that. I have this friend, he and I go way back, who got me really interested in space. Wait, you had friends when you were young? Color me surprised. I mean, you don't have any now.
As student council president, I cannot allow such mean-spirited teasing to continue.
Eep. I think she's angry. Alright, stage costume. Gonna be important.
The costumes were no problem, but as for singing, I'm not sure
No, you can do it! Ah! That's right, and anyone who says otherwise will have to answer to me.
It's like a chivalrous love triangle. A damsel in distress and two knights in shining armor. Two pathetic, pathetic knights. Maybe that Themis Herald article wasn't so too far from the truth. Speaking of the latest news, I wonder how the mock trial turned out. You okay there, Robin? You're looking like you're about to pull something. Who won? How'd it go? I feel like you got interrupted and didn't finish. So how'd the mock trial end?
we were just about to reach a verdict when the police arrived. Now we'll never know how it would have turned out.
I guess that's what happens when there's a real murder during a fake murder trial. It ended right before the verdict? Talk about bad timing.
I was this close, man! I bet I would've won! Ah!
But I bet the defense wasn't doing too badly either, right? We'll settle this some other time, and I assure you, I will win when that time comes.
Like I'm gonna let that happen? I don't think so!
I hope they don't end up hurting each other.
Oh, don't worry. The three of us have been good friends since we enrolled here.
We even have proof of our friendship.
Proof? Like physical evidence proof? Like, did you make a baby? Did you guys have a threesome baby? Because that's genetically difficult.
Yes, we're studying for a career in law, and in the legal world, evidence is everything.
Yeah! As long as that friendship lasts, you can bet we'll be carrying them around!
The famed Themis Legal Academy ingenuity at work. So what exactly is this proof of friendship anyway?
Well, it's a secret, and if I show you, it would be bad luck.
Oh. Okay. You gonna have secrets for me? Your best friend?
I knew it. There's definitely some discord in Junie's voice.
Dun dun dun.
Our friendship is a sacred and inviolable. It's not something to be put cheaply on display. Proof? We don't need no stinking proof! Three are friends forever!
I can hear discord in their voices, too. But they're talking about their friendship. What's going on here?
These guys aren't friends. These guys are frenemies! Something wrong, Athena?
No, it's nothing.
Oh, alright then. I guess we're just standing around for no reason. Hey, isn't that... Everyone stay right where you are! Don't move a muscle! Haha, I could have guessed.
Detective Fulbright! Is something wrong?
Why, if it isn't my little lawyer friend! Sorry, but the small talk will have to wait. Juniper Woods, you're under arrest for the murder of Constance Court.
I'm what? Well, wait a second. What's going on here? Why are you arresting Junie?
Please, Detective Fulbright. We're involved in this case, too. Aha! So you're the lawyers the dispatch said were first on the scene. I can't tell you everything, but I will say this. There are two major reasons for her arrest. Number one, the suspect led somebody to where the body was.
I didn't.
And number two, the crime scene is exactly how the suspect portrayed it in her script.
But you can't arrest her just on those grounds.
True, but there's more. However, Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me to say no more than that.
So Blackwell's the prosecuting attorney on this one, too.
Detective Fulbright, we found this in the suspect's pocket.
Huh? Why, there's blood on this! Oh no!
That's evidence we made for the mock trial.
A mock trial? Never heard of such a thing, but it sounds fishy to me. Real fishy. Why would you make fun of trials? It's nothing to be mocked. My sense of justice. Now, if you would, officers.
Yes, sir.
But Junie! I have to do something. I can't let them take it away like this.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do.
Hold it! Hold it! I refuse to believe that she's the killer!
Well, believe it, honey.
Junie! I've decided. I'm going to defend you. I'll fight with everything I've got.
Okay.
Lena.
Hi, Steady Shark.
Junie, it's good to hear you say that name again.
I still don't like you, though. Don't take it personally.
Hate to interrupt your bonding time, but... Aren't you rather new to all this? You're barely even a lawyer. You're barely even a human being, right? Women.
Well, I don't have much experience, and I may need Apollo and Mr. Right's help at times. But nobody believes in Junie as much as I do!
I'll help you too, Juniper. There's no way you murdered your professor.
Athena. Apollo. Thank you both. I'm counting on you. We've got you back, Junie.
Guess things worked out after all, except for, you're being arrested. Yeah, probably gonna go to jail. Now that you have your lawyers, Miss Wood, it's time for us to head back to the station.
I can't believe Junie's been arrested for murder. And I can't believe I accepted her case without asking Mr. Right.
I should have seen if Junie had any money.
Oh well. Take a deep breath and relax, Athena. I'm here to help with whatever you need. So let's get right on the case. Right.
I would have this case left in the hands of rank amateurs. If anyone's gonna solve this case, it'll be me. Time to investigate.
Why, that smug little... He hasn't even finished law school. That was totally rude, and you're not the only one on the case, man. I'm in too, big time. Juniper Woods, I'm gonna save you. Now that those two are gone, let's get back to what I was talking about in front of the stage. About the mock trial, that is. Oh, right. You said the victim's location, position, and so on were just like in the script. Exactly. But without the script or any props, it's kind of hard to explain. Perhaps I could help. Hair Forehead. Hair Forehead? We have a German? Who is this? Oh, he's gorgeous. Prosecutor Gavin! What are you doing here? You two seem to know each other. Is someone gonna introduce me? Why, I do believe we have a fresh face here. Greetings, Fräulein. I am Klavier Gavin. Some know me as a prosecutor, but I'm most famous for my former rock band. We were quite popular, you know, but regrettably, the band went kaput. Perhaps you have heard of us, the Gaviniers. I was the lead vocalist. Never heard of your band. Then again, I was out of the country until only recently. But, can I get your autograph? You just met him like 3 seconds ago and you want his autograph? Forgive me, Fräulein, but I've retired from the music biz. But I'd be happy to offer my autograph as Rockstar prosecutor Klavier Gavin. Oh, okay. That one then. Yeah. She's a lively one, eh, Hair Forehead? Didn't know she was your type. She's the newest member of Write Anything Agency. That's all. We're not making out. She's just, we work together. Nice to meet you. I'm Athena Sykes. A pleasure to meet you, Athena Sykes. Now that the intros are out of the way, I'm sure you have some questions for me, ja, Hair Forehead? Well, alright, why are you here? So what are you doing here, Professor Gavin? Gavin? I'm here for the same reason as your boss, to give a lecture and a training seminar. So he's the famous prosecutor they invited. And I have another crucial role to play. The governors are getting back together for a one-time special performance. Even though you guys disbanded, which was a shame, by the way, really. Ja, I know how much you adore the music, Hair Forehead. Anyway, I studied abroad in Germany to get my badge early, but I did graduate from here. Wait, so that performance Junie mentioned, I see you've already heard about that. One student representative was selected to sing with us on stage. And the stage was supposed to look like this tomorrow. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad. Wicked statues? Wait, are those supposed to be you and Mr. Right? Bingo, Fräuleins! And they were so big and magnificent too. What a terrible waste. But the worst part of this whole thing is my long-awaited reunion with my mentor never came to pass.
Wait, don't tell me your mentor was
Professor Court, she was the one who taught me how to think about the law.
Oh, that's too bad. So, Constance Court was your professor here at the academy.
She may have taught the judge course, but she had a huge impact on me. She was fond of saying, the end is only justified through proper means. She wouldn't tolerate dishonesty and always revered what was right beyond all else.
I can feel Prosecutor Gavin's sadness. Oh no, I think I'm gonna cry! Athena, are you tearing up? Although, I can't blame you. Prosecutor Gavin owes a lot of who he is to Professor Court.
Exactly. So as you can see, we are both joined in purpose, so to speak, Ja. Now, let's rock this place hard!
Huh? I don't follow. Let's rock what? Are we getting a rock? Are we doing a rock?
Forget already, hair forehead. I said I'd help you explain the mock trial. We're going to reprise it right here in the lecture hall. It might help us catch her killer.
Bordering on a French accent? I know, I'm trying to... I don't know much German, but I do speak a little French, so when I'm doing European accents, I slip into it a little. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to keep it German. Mock trial reenactment. All rise. For the judge who's not here. We don't have a judge. No judge.
Right, the stage is ready, and you have forehead ready to rock.
No, the defense is not ready to rock.
You saw the actual mock trial earlier, right? Just relax, you'll do fine. Besides, we have the script right here.
Junie's masterpiece? The one everyone's been talking about?
Ja, and there's only one in existence. I borrowed it, if you will. Now, Fraulein, we'll need you to play the part of defendant and judge as per the script.
Okay, got it.
I've only read the case outline so far. I don't know how it actually turns out, so I'll treat this like I'm prosecuting a real case. You, hair forehead, will play the part of a fledgling lawyer, a role you were born to play. All the evidence is also here with us. We have everything we need to reprise the mock trial.
Très bien. Let's get started.
Seeing if she's gonna speak French, then I'm just all thrown off.
Defendant / judge Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Gonna play all the roles. Court is now in session for our reenactment of the mock trial. Or what I'd like to call the mock trial. The double mock. Mock 2. Gonna go twice the speed of sound.
Ja, a double mockery perhaps, but a trial is still a trial. Achtung, baby. It holds no holds barred. Let's rock.
Can't we take it easy today?
Objection!
It may just be a mock of a mock, but there's only one way to compete. You'd play to win. So remember, each time I catch you slacking off, I'm holding you in contempt of court, and I'll throw you in the Athena Sykes jail. You don't want to go to the Athena Sykes jail. Great. A judge that voices her own objections and abuses her judicial powers. This is great. This is perfect. I love this. All right. Summary of the facts. Now then, Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, if you please.
You got it, Fräulein Judge. Our case is set in a school very much like this one. The victim, a professor, female. The defendant, an archery club member, also female.
Oh me, oh my. I'm innocent. Innocent, I tell you!
That's some seriously bad acting, Fraulein. Anyway, the victim's body was discovered in the middle of the quad. Here's a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who posed as the corpse. Hair forehead, how did the mock trial participants react to this photo?
Mr. Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. He reacted with, oh, the green sweatsuit. That's not exactly what I would pick to focus on, so why would he care about that?
Too much of a fledgling to know what's important, that one, in any case. Both in the mock trial and the actual case, Professor Court was wearing a sweatsuit. Moving right along.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a sec! The body was discovered in the same area as the mock case, although there was a stage. Plus, the murder weapon, an arrow, and the lack of blood are also the same. That's right, and therein lies the significance of this mock trial. So let's keeping rocking it hard, just like that. All right. Defense's argument. Before the crime occurred, the defendant was to meet with the victim in the quad. Let's see here. When I arrived at our meeting place, I found the professor with an arrow in her stomach. But it wasn't me. I didn't kill her. You don't have to ham it up like that, Athena. It's called getting into character, Hair Forehead. Don't be such a wet blanket. Right. Let's see. Oh yeah, then Hugh said, a frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so. At the time of the murder, a male student was seen holding a bow in the archery club room, which has a clear view of the quad. He shot the arrow into the victim before my client even got there. Nine, Herr Forehead, that faint swagger does not suit you in the least. Order! 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 Especially you, Mr. Justice! Me? But I was just trying to get into it like Mr. Euro Rocker said. So, the victim was shot from the archery club room before the meeting even took place. Hence, the defendant could not be the killer. That seems to be the defense's assertion. Prosecutor Gavin, do you have any objections? The autopsy report notes that the edges of the victim's wound were unusually ragged. Could such physical trauma possibly result from an arrow shot from a bow? Nine. I believe the victim was impaled with the arrow by hand, post-mortem. In short, the real murder weapon was not the arrow at all. When Robin was prosecutor, he had a tough time determining the real murder weapon. Well, he's just a student, a warm-up act, while I am the real deal, the headliner, so to speak. The true murder weapon was most likely the awl that was left in the art room. An awl? What's that? An awl, you say? What might that be? It's a kind of tool used for poking holes in paper, wood, and other materials. It's kind of like an ice pick. I have a photo here if you are interested. Gross. It's all bloody up to the handle. But please tell me it's just paint. Most likely, Fraulein. Pretty realistic, ja? Let's pretend it's real blood for now. The defendant's prints were lifted from the murder weapon. Furthermore, traces of the victim's blood were discovered in the art room. That's where I believe the murder actually took place. So, the question now is, how did the body get from the art room to the stage? The murder took place in the third-floor art room, but the body was found in the quad. Must have been quite a chore moving the body all that way. Not at all. There's a maintenance area and a storehouse right outside the art room. And a cart used to carry balls around was found there. Oh, I think I've seen one of those before, but that's a pretty big one. A jumbo, big enough to fit a person, or a body in it. The defendant dropped the body from the art room window, then moved it with the cart. That is how a high school girl could easily move a body all by herself. You don't say!
Objection!
A body dropped from 3 stories up would show signs of massive blunt force trauma.
Objection!
That may be true, but you failed to account for the large high jump mat in the storehouse. A body dropped onto such a mat would show no signs of blunt force trauma. Yikes. It's almost scary how similar this whole case is to the mock trial proceedings. quite the crafty killer in an attempt to cast suspicion on the archery club. They moved the body to the quad, where it would easily be an easy shot from the club room. Then the killer faked the murder weapon by inserting an arrow into the old stab wound. Sounds like he's only high praise for Junie's script. Were there any further arguments from the defense? Nope. Seemed like the teacher who was playing the judge was satisfied too. Time for the finale, then. Your verdict, if you please, Fraulein Judge. Huh? Oh, right, that's me. Very well, this court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods. Wait a second. Even if this is just a mock trial of a mock trial, I don't want to declare Junie guilty. Yeah, perhaps that's not such a good idea. Let's end our mock trial here. Besides, it's about time I get back to my investigation. Thanks, you two. That little run-through of the mock trial cleared up quite a few things. Mock trial script. Wow, 4 pages. There's a lot of info. Achtung, baby. The prosecution's already got the witness sized up, too. That was quick. Prosecutor Black was almost too good. You're sure in a helpful mood today, Prosecutor Gavin. Well, like I said, I just want to catch whoever killed Professor Court. And there's no reason for me to start butting heads with you two. Anyway, I won't say goodbye, as I'm sure I'll be seeing you later. I'm guessing he's going to be our prosecution for this case. I'm kind of glad to get a break from other guy. Prosecutor Gavin seems pretty nice. Yeah, he's not so bad as the prosecutors go. We should get back to investigating him too. We don't have nearly enough information yet. And we also have to tell Mr. Wright that we accepted Junie's case. Right, looks like we have our work cut out for us. Alright. What are we supposed to be doing now? Notes. Find witnesses for the trial. Search the entire campus. Okay, well I guess we're moving around. Probably the hallway first. How many people are we going to meet? That's the question. Ah, Mr. Wright! I heard they arrested your friend, Juniper. Yeah, Detective Fulbright, just took her in. I refuse to believe that one of our students is capable of murder. We must prove her innocent by any means necessary. The end justifies the means. What do you mean the end justifies the means? Oh, is it still Blackwell? Alright, that's fine. I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say by all means. This isn't confusing. I'm doing it intentionally. Here at our esteemed academy, we train our students to produce meaningful results. You believe in Juniper's innocence, do you not? Of course I do. Junie wouldn't even hurt a fly. Precisely. We have justice on our side. The only other thing we need are results. It is the height of folly to endanger your client by failing to pursue all means possible. Sure, I want to prove her innocence, but, I don't like the sound of that the end justifies the means part. Well, you are still young and idealistic. It's no wonder you fail to see the wisdom therein. There is but one thing to do now. I must personally take up Juniper's defense. You're gonna take her case, Professor Means? But we're doing that. We did that already. I may be a professor, but I am still licensed to practice law. In fact, I have even battled Professor Court in court. No kidding. So you guys were rivals or something? No, nothing of the sort. She was an esteemed colleague at the academy and in court. You see, both Professor Court and I graduated from this academy at the top of our class. Wow, I bet they both used to really bring it. Now, if you would excuse me, I had best go discuss the case with Juniper. Professor Means, please wait! I didn't want to say anything, but Apollo and I already agreed to take her case. It's true. Juniper's counting on us to prove her innocence. Really now? You two? And when were you planning on telling me? Sorry, boss. I know we should have asked first, but... Relax. Your friend was just hauled away in front of your eyes. Sometimes you just have to make snap decisions, and I think you made the right one. How wonderful. Very well, Athena Sykes. Let me ask you just one thing. As a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else? Well, that's an easy one, Professor. Seeking justice for my clients. What a wonderful answer. Juniper must be overjoyed to have a friend such as you. As her professor, I too shall do whatever I may to help her. And if you decide to take the end justifies the means strategy, come see me at once, because we're going to cheat like a bunch of bastards. Let's hope it never comes to that. Now, if you would excuse me. I don't know how I feel about this guy. This guy is... Never mind the fact that he's a living, walking statue, somehow. Well, time's a wasting. You better start investigating, and fast. But first, how about I tell you everything I know so far? Yes, please. Talk to us, Phoenix. Tell us what's going on. Have you learned anything new about the case? Actually, I ran into Prosecutor Gavin, and he told me something interesting. Seems the murder took place in the art room. There's traces of a large pool of blood there. So the police believe the body was moved from there to the stage. What? Really? Just like the mock trial again. The police are searching the art room. But whether they'll find anything, well, what? Come to think of it. Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here. Huh? Are we even allowed to do that? It's no big deal, as long as we leave it exactly like we found it. Plus, no, never mind. Now, where was I again? But there's really no need to talk about it right here, right now. I want you two to find out for yourselves. A lot of talking. I bet he doesn't even solve puzzles. Not enough puzzles in this game. Ugh. So were you shocked by your conversation with Professor Means? Oh, I guess so. Actually, that was pretty shocking. The dark age of the law. I'm sure you've heard those words before. Sure, a number of times. Prosecutors file false charges and lawyers fight back by fabricating evidence. There's a lot of that going around these days. But the question is, how is it related to the case at hand? Training students to produce results. That is the school's policy. Well, that in and of itself isn't a bad thing. Right. As long as those results come by fair and honest means. Oh, but what was it Professor said? Means said? The end justifies the means? Blood raining from the sky, the dark age of the law. To survive the dark age of the law, you must use any means necessary. Fabrication of evidence and false charges are unavoidable in the quest for results. That's what they're preaching here at the Themis Legal Academy. But what'll happen to our legal system if results are all that matter anymore? Relax. It's just a rumor. It's definitely not happening. There's definitely not evidence that you're going to have that's going to be completely fake. I'd take it with a grain of salt if I were you. That's a relief. He had me going there for a minute. Wait a second. What if Mr. Wright examined the victim's body for a reason? Maybe he was worried someone might actually tamper with the evidence. I think that about wraps up what I know so far. The fact that this case closely resembles Miss Wood's script is obviously important. Knowing that, you should probably try and identify what's the same and what's different. Okay, I'll try talking to as many people as I can on campus.